Hello everybody! It's that time of year again. The strawberries have gone on sale. I don't have a strawberry garden yet, so I have to buy them. But when you're talking $1 a pound, that's awesome. So we've been spending our morning working on strawberry freezer jam. That's delicious.
Yummy.
So far, we've got 20 jars. We've got several batches.
He had meant well enough by his uncle at first. And what he had finally done, he tried to justify to himself that a man must
loving the strawberry jam. Good morning, friends. Here we are, another day. I know this video is late. We had a lot of crazy going on. I was going to film going to the aquarium for my daughter's birthday, and I didn't do that. But there will be some pictures included on this video. What I did decide to do is to just go through the basics of taking care of chickens from chick to adult. I haven't done one of these for a little while. I don't know if I've ever done a full one, but we have chickens here on our little homestead that go from all ages, from baby chicks all the way up to adult chickens. And so I thought this is a great opportunity to kind of go through the basics of what you need to take care of your chickens from baby chick to adult. So, when you first get baby chicks, whether you've hatched them or you have purchased them from a hatchery, you need to provide a brooder for them. Now, when they're first born, they are little, and they don't need a ton of space. So, we've already introduced you to these cute little things. They are a week old now. And they're still little, but they're so fluffy. You can see the wing feathers are already coming in. So when you have your 2 or 3 day old chicks that you get from the hatchery, you can put them in a bin like this. This is a great big, I don't know how many gallons it is. I don't think I've got a sticker on it anymore. But, I've got 5 chicks in here. This is plenty big for 5 chicks for a little while. And it's probably a 65 gallon or 50 gallon. I don't know. You're going to want a big bin. And then I have a heat plate. This is a little heat plate because I only have the 5 chicks, and it fits in here really good. If you have a lot more chicks, you're going to want a bigger brooder, because you're going to need bigger heat plates or heat lamps, and you're going to want stuff that will be able to cover all the chicks. Now, if you have let a broody hen hatch the chicks, you don't have to worry about any of this, because she's the heat plate for her babies. Okay, you'll also want chick starter, and that's this little stuff here. And hi! Hi, Yoki. And then a dish of water, and you can get actually little waterers that have little holes so that the baby chicks can't drown in them. I have one somewhere, I just didn't find it, and so I used this bowl. I got some rocks, cleaned the rocks out, and we put water in there. And the reason for the rocks or the marbles, you could use big marbles, is to prevent the chicks from getting in there and drowning, because they're a little bit wobbly those first few days. These guys are probably okay at this point, but yeah, it helps prevent them from drowning. This needs to, okay. You'll also notice in here I have a puppy pad. This is the first time I've done that. I decided I liked it a little bit smoother and to have some places where they can't flip so much of the shavings into their food, because they will do that. It is getting pretty nasty and I'm going to need to clean that out. But in a couple days we are actually going to move these guys to the next stage of their brooding situation. We're going to move them into our bigger brooder where they can grow for the next 3 more weeks with heat on them and have more space to run and play and that kind of thing. If you've watched our channel a bit over the last year, you have seen us build, you saw us build this brooder, and you've seen us use it several times. So this is our bigger brooder. And what we have in here is we have some 4-week, 5-week-old chicks. They're cute little frizzles. So once a chick is about 4 weeks old, they have enough fluff and feathers on them that you can remove the heat. And these guys have been out of the heat for a little while, mostly because I had to take the little heat plate to use for the babies, but they were at an age where they could be off of the heat. So you can see they have quite a few feathers on them. They're not fully feathered, so I'm not quite ready to put them outside yet. You don't want to put chicks outside until they're 6 to 8 weeks, or at least until they've got enough feathers on them that you can feel comfortable. It kind of depends on the temperature you have outside too. So these guys are getting really close to being able to go outside. And in fact, we will be putting them out this week because we're going to put our silkies into the bigger brooder. I think they'll be just fine. But when you put them out, depending on your chickens, you can put them into population, but you're going to want to make sure that you have a place for them to run and hide. We have chickens that are about 7 weeks old. 3 of them we hatched, and 4 of them 3 of them. So 3 of them we hatched, and 3 of them we got at the feed store. And I knew that they were about the same age. You can see they're fully feathered. They have all the feathers on their head and body, and they group together and they're plenty warm. They get plenty warm. This is a new addition here. We had a laundry basket break. I cut it open a little bit more so that if the chicks needed to get in and run away from the big birds, hi big birds, that they could do that. So, a grow-out pen, or a pen that's close to your other coop, where your adult chickens are, is a great way to introduce chickens to the main flock. And so, this little coop has been good for that. Oh my goodness, it's windy. We've had a lot of wind. And then you have your main flock. At this point, they can go into the big coop, the big permanent coop. Hi, boys. Are you taking care of the chickens? Hi, Stoic. Hi, Rolo. Hi, Coco. Are you my big boys? Yeah? Say hi, everybody. So then, depending on your situation, you put those chicks into the main population of your chickens. Now, as I was talking about before, if you want to put your chicks into the main population of chickens, you need to have a place for them to hide, and that's why I have the laundry basket over there, is because those chicks, if I were to put them in here with these guys, they could get picked at, and so I'd want to provide a place for them that the big chickens can't get into, but the little chickens can, so that they can hide and be safe. Hi, handsome boy. Now, the other thing with that is feeding. So I've already talked about the chick starter. Well, you feed these chicks chick starter for the first 8 weeks of life. There are some people who will feed chick starter up until 18 weeks, till they're actual adults. But they don't really need that. Once they're big enough, at about 8 weeks, to eat the regular chicken food, you can start mixing that chicken food in with the chicken start or the chick start, and change them over onto regular poultry food. And depending on where you're getting your feed, the protein content may not even change. I feed a 20% chick starter, and then when I put them onto layer pellets, they go to a 20% layer pellet. I chose layer pellets. I gave them mash for over a year. I was using mash, but they seemed to go through it really fast, and it seemed like there was a lot of waste. So I give them lay pellets, and they seem to last longer. They perhaps digest slower. They're less powdery, so there's less powder going on to the ground that the chickens are wasting. And I'm going through fewer bags per month than I was of the layer mash. So, but that's something that you have to determine. I don't have enough money or a big enough operation to do GMO-free, organic. A lot of people do. You don't have to do that. Your eggs will taste just fine and be just as organic. I think, I haven't had health problems, so if you want to talk to somebody about organic, you'll want to find somebody who does deal with health problems, that raises chickens and uses organic feed, and see if they can tell you the difference. I don't know, so that's one place I can't answer the question. If you have some ideas about that, you can leave a comment in the comments below, and if you have experience with it. I would love to hear what you have to say about that, because I don't have those kinds of health problems, at least not that I've noticed, and so it hasn't been a problem for me. And my eggs still taste delicious, and I love it. I love being able to raise the chickens for eggs. Another thing that you need to consider, so these chicks, let me show you these chicks one more time. I want to do a comparison. So we have our little frizzles in there, if you can see them. They're hiding. They're just little guys. Okay, so they're already, first of all, they're already bantams. So they're already small chickens. Second of all, they're a normal chicken other than being a bantam. So they're kind of small, but they're 4 weeks old, 4 to 5 weeks old. And I'm going to show you my 4 to 5 week old Cornish cross. So we have had so much better success with this group of Cornish cross. And as I've said in past videos, it's because we've rationed their food. But look at these guys. They are huge. Yet you guys are big. I'm sure I need to weigh them, but I'm sure they're already going on 3 pounds. And they're growing really healthy, and we haven't lost any. But the first 3, you always lose a couple right at the beginning. But we haven't lost any. And they're just big guys. But I will start transitioning them to pellet feed here really soon because they are at 4 weeks. And so what I'll start doing is I'll start mixing the lay pellets with the chick starter so that they can get a change to their diet. And we'll continue to ration that feed. And we are, like I said, about 4 weeks out from harvesting those chickens. Another aspect of my chickens, just personally, is that I do have them running with the goats. And this isn't a bad thing. They are a companion animal, and they can help each other in many ways. The chickens scratch the poop, and they can help break those things down. I love it when they just are laying down together. I've had chickens jump up on the backs of my goats, and the goats just sit there. I think they love it. I think it scratches their back. But they get along so well. The only thing with having chickens inside with goats is that you have to protect the chicken feed from the goats. Goats are not meant to have a lot of grain. It makes them bloated. And if they have too much grain, it can actually cause them to get very sick and possibly die. So we have our chick food in a separate chicken run, our chicken food in a separate chicken run, and the goats, you can see they've pushed on the fence. They love it, but they haven't broken through again yet, so we have to keep an eye on that, make sure we're maintaining the fence so that the goats don't go in there. But look at those little buddies over there. They just laying there having all sorts of fun, huh? Muffin, are you hanging with Lucy in the shade? Yeah. So that's just a basic rundown of how to take care of chickens. Chickens are not a difficult animal to raise, and they're not an expensive animal to raise. For a family, if you would like a dozen eggs a week for your family, maybe even 3 laying hens, and a bag of feed for those 3 laying hens would last you 3 to 4 weeks if you're doing lay pellets. And they cost, depending on where you live, down here where we live, a bag of lay pellets is about $16. So for $16 a month, you can have a dozen fresh eggs a week. Now, is that as cost effective? Well, maybe not. Not when you can get 5 dozen eggs for less than $10. However, the fresh eggs, knowing where your eggs come from, knowing how fresh they are, and the flavor is so totally worth it. Besides, chickens can be great little companions. You can feed them treats and they will start loving you just as much as you love them. If you've raised them from chicks, they'll get to know you, and you'll usually find 1 or 2 that, I'm going to get out of the wind. I'm in my wind tunnel. You usually have 1 or 2 that become what I call a lap chicken. And lap chickens are just fun. They're just sweet. They just want to sit on your lap and be pet and taken care of, and it's a lot of fun to have chickens. There's even articles out about them being good therapy for people with anxiety and depression. Most places you're allowed to have chickens. They usually have a limit on how many you can have for your acreage, but usually 3 chickens for eggs is not a big deal. And they're not that noisy, and as long as you're cleaning their coop regularly and making sure that they're getting what they need, they don't smell, and they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. So, good luck on any chick and chicken raising that you're planning on doing.